me on my channel Pursue Happiness. It's the only emotion to choose when creating health, wealth, and wisdom. Stay tuned for our next episode on Pursue Wisdom. Hello, everyone. It's Finn. On this episode of Pursue Wisdom, I will be talking about why narcissism is a threat to humanity. The global population of narcissists is a threat to humanity because they are void of a conscience. There is no remorse or regret by individuals who do not hold themselves responsible for the consequences of their actions. They do whatever they want and say whatever they wish without concern of any consequences. Men who are criminal felons are the greatest commodity to any military. Narcissists are the deadliest weapon on 2 feet. They have criminal tendencies. For example, the many men and women who operated the extermination camp of Auschwitz, Poland in the 1940s performed their job with complete disregard for human life. People who are employed to do animal experimentation, for example, in Reston, Virginia, 1990, and currently on Plum Island off the shore of New York, do so with a complete disregard to animal life, least to mention pharmaceutical cosmetic houses. People who experimented on humans, for example, Dr. Josef Mengele in Auschwitz, or Dr. John Cutler from the 1930s to 1970s, U.S. human experiment on syphilis in Guatemala and Tuskegee, Alabama, and the 1940s Devil's Den concentration camp of Japan, are all criminal manifestations of narcissism. People who are employed in animal slaughterhouses are without empathy and are morally numb. All this abuse on humanity and animals is the hierarchy of high-level narcissists lording over low-level narcissists for control of global power through the medical industry. These historical accounts of narcissistic control for power does not end. These narcissists are worldwide. People who are terrorists are narcissists. On a global level, they are dangerous because they are driven by one aim. Their aim is to compete for control of power. Let me say that again. Their aim is to compete for control of power. The high echelon leadership of this world are narcissists because once they are in power, they become criminally driven to maintain that power at all costs, without regard to the consequences of their actions. Collateral damages are of no importance to them. Narcissists in large groups would be a serious threat to all of humanity. If just a few can do great damage, like in the 1991 fires of Kuwait, imagine what an army of narcissists could accomplish. Narcissists are dangerous because they are destructive. They are a large threat as one individual and an abominable threat in a group assembled as a rebellious force. Why do you think that we are constantly under surveillance around the globe? Because they are capable to destroy the entire planet. Narcissists are the competitive force that threaten world powers. They don't care who is the collateral damage, like in September 11, 2001. The narcissist is a threat to humanity. Remember the 2001 to 2006 U.S. Army slogan, "An Army of One"? Narcissists are an army unto themselves, and we are the uneducated sheep who walk into their trap and become seduced by their lures every day. A narcissist could be in your own home and in your own heart. Think of all the dictators and cult leaders who have been responsible for heinous crimes against humanity. For example, Jim Jones, Charles Manson, Marshall Applewhite, and the list is long. They were narcissistic individuals like Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Kaczynski, who each held a great disregard for the sanctity of life. Even the two kamikaze pilots who terrorized New York City in 2001 were responsible for 2,977 deaths from 115 nations. This event alone has shaped our world to what it is today. People exposed to the 9/11 after effects of dust are still dying to this day. The threat of narcissism is presently a silent epidemic against humanity in the world today. Remember that attention is the new currency, and notoriety puts them on the front page of the world. Just like Satan and the fall of mankind, we hand down that story generation after generation without end. Yeah, notoriety. What makes the narcissist dangerous? Why is narcissism so threatening? We must go back to the identifying attributes of the individual narcissist. These are attributes that are medical classifications for narcissistic personality disorder and include lack of empathy, exploitative, sense of entitlement, envious of others, arrogance and domineering, preoccupation with success and power, grandiosity, belief in being unique, and requiring excessive admiration. If you look at these names of narcissists who've achieved notoriety for their crimes, how many of these qualities can you use to identify them? It only takes 5 out of 9 to get a positive diagnosis for NPD. Do you have someone dangerous in your life? Can you identify any of these medical classifications of NPD in the behaviors of the person you believe to be abusive in your life? You cannot sit there contentedly and do nothing. Do you remember the ancient city of Pompeii? People were quite content to live next to the Mount Vesuvius volcano until it erupted and they all died without warning. Narcissism is like that volcano. They can either erupt into a violent rage at any time without warning. Any experience during their day can cause them to go off, to erupt into a dangerous, violent rage. The narcissist rage is uncontrollable like a hurricane. Once it begins, it cannot be stopped. Keep in mind that the physical forces surrounding the earth are changing this planet and the people of this planet. Some people are synchronizing with this energy as global compassion, and some people are resisting these positive changes and suffer great agitation physically. For example, the full moon has an ability to operate on a cycle that induces the menstrual flow in women and changes in men. Planetary forces have phenomenal power over the earth and over the energy shifts in humanity. Humans are energetic beings. The planetary effects upon the earth and people are real physical changes. Narcissists are a real threat to humanity. Narcissists are a deadly weapon on 2 feet. Narcissism is a threat to humanity because it operates as a silent epidemic. There are many people around the globe who live in proximity to these volatile individuals. Many people live with a silent threat against their person and property and the life of their children every day. Now is the time to think and act to claim your independence, freedom, and safety. You cannot wait until their life expires because it could cost you your own life. Narcissism is a threat to people's lives. Until next time, pursue wisdom, pursue happiness.